the door and you got a minute. All I've heard about TPP is that I haven't heard about it. What would you say?
That's your first clue that it's a disaster, because we don't pass big policies like this without people knowing about it. If you don't know about it, there's a reason. You're hiding it from them.
And the second question that I often get, and I'm sure all of you have as well, and anybody can answer this, is, you know, I may not agree with Obama on everything. There's a lot of areas of big disagreement. But I don't understand why he would make this such a priority and work with Republicans on this. I just can't believe that he would do something that's that harmful. How do you engage people? How do you think about that?
Well, I think we've all asked that question, and nobody has any real answer, and he offers no answer. But I'm a little cynical, and I think it might have something to do with his presidential library. That's going to need huge amounts of corporate funding, and he will not be in office at that point, and he will need these people to be the ones to put up the money for what he sees as his legacy and extending that work that he wants to do down the road. So I'm thinking that is he sees it as a lesser evil for a greater good.
In fact, he wants to raise $300 million for 3 presidential libraries in Chicago, New York, and Hawaii. So he has a big legacy. And I'd say in addition, it's really consistent with President Obama's real legacy, which is a legacy of surrounding himself with Wall Street advisors. His economic team came from Wall Street. He puts Monsanto in charge as the food czar. You can go through every major issue we have to deal with, and you can find corporate advisors to President Obama. It's a sad reality, but it's consistent with his history before becoming president. He was a Wall Street Democrat, and he had very good populist rhetoric. He's an excellent salesman, and I often wonder whether President Obama has read what he's negotiated, or whether he trusted his law school friend, the former Citigroup executive, Michael Froman, the U.S. Trade Representative, who I think has misled the Congress consistently, misled the public consistently. So I hope now that's out in public and that you can word search it on the Washington Post, that President Obama actually reads this, and maybe he'll even change his mind.
Well, thanks to all your work, we've had Hillary Clinton has now changed her mind and come out in opposition to the TPP. Chuck Schumer opposed the TPP.
Whoa!
He opposed fast track.
He opposed fast track, and we have reason to think he's said he's opposed to the TPP. There's still work to do in terms of keeping the pressure on, but he's said that he opposes the TPP. Your city council members have been actively opposed to the TPP. Bill de Blasio has been an open opponent to the TPP. Again, there's more work to be done, but you guys have actually done really important work and all that. I asked the question about Obama because I'm genuinely curious, and I actually sometimes think it may be that he believes that it is a counterweight to China.
Oh, there's no question.
And that there's some nice foreign policy articles about how that actually is not a successful counterweight to China, but that it's a way to understand, if you can have a cynical view of Obama, but if you have a non-cynical view, there's a way to understand what he's trying to do as a bad strategy for containing China instead of a cynical one. But okay, so I want to do a lightning round because we only have half an hour, and I want to get everybody in here. Margaret, what do you say to people on the door with, if you have a minute to just?
Well, I mean, in addition to the secrecy issue that Jim raised, the Trans-Pacific Partnership is basically just a corporate power grab. It's the corporations have been trying to get these things through Congress, through the front door, and they can't do it. So they found a way to sneak all of those bad provisions into the Trans-Pacific Partnership, which was negotiated in secret, and get it changed that way. One thing that we haven't talked about is the regulatory harmonization, is the fact that not only are these advisors writing this agreement, but what they put into this agreement actually is going to change our law. because then they have to go through our law and make sure that all of our law is consistent with what's in the agreement. So these corporations are writing our laws in an even stronger way than they have been.
And if you were here in New York City, maybe not the particular actions that you would take, but if you said, okay, I have heard this and I want to take a step. I want to spend my 6 months, my year, as long as it takes to stop this TPP. I want to fight for that America that Jim was talking about.
Right.
What would you do to start organizing and join communities here?
Yeah, I think one thing that we learned from the fast track fight is don't trust any member of Congress, and that
Took a while to learn that.
when it comes down to it, and we've seen this over and over again, that the powers that be will do whatever it takes to make them turn around, to get enough people to peel them off, to make them vote. And so we have to keep the pressure on every member of Congress. And I think that, so the keys to that is old-fashioned: educate, organize, mobilize. Educate everybody that you know about it, tell everyone that you can. Organize with other groups in your community, and mobilize yourselves to get down to your member of Congress's office, and make it clear in no uncertain terms that you are not going to tolerate this. We had a great series of actions that kicked off during Fast Track called the Drop-In and Hangout. It's like the different version of the sit-in, where people would just go to their members of Congress's office and take shifts there, hanging out in the lobby of their members of Congress. We used signs. At one point, we went to Wyden's office with toast and toasters to remind him that his career was going to be toast. All kinds of toast imagery. So it's just educate, organize, mobilize, get yourself out there, and don't let up, and just make it clear in no uncertain terms that we're not going to tolerate this.
All right, we've got a short half hour, and I bet we have some questions. No question, as I say in my law school classes, is stupid.